Hey there, guys. It's Mia here. I am so excited. I'm so excited to be here tonight and to be able to share with you this particular live topic, which is near and dear to me. It's all about sales. And tonight, my question to you is: are you closing less than 30% of the individuals that you talk to, your prospects, your ideal clients, when you have a conversation with them? Are you closing less than 30%? Because if you are, there is definitely a sales problem, and you're going to love this live tonight. My only goal is to open your eyes and support you with understanding that sales is something that can be learned. It's a high income skill. And when you have it, hey there, darling. And when you have it, you have the ability to on demand to command what your income is going to be. I'm Mia Redrick, business and life consultant, and I got started my company 21 years ago. And when I got started, I didn't know how to sell really. Okay. And so my goal was to learn not only how to build my business, but also I didn't have a business if I didn't have the ability to close individuals who were interested in my services. Now, let me just say this, having coached literally hundreds of women all around the country and having had the opportunity to be in front of millions of individuals on television, one of the things that I realized is that so many awesome people are missing the boat. They're not as profitable as they want to be. They're not they don't stay in business because they cannot justify being in business because they can't generate any revenue. And if this is you, then I'm going to talk directly to you tonight. Now, I do want you to know that this live likely could hurt your feelings a tad. And my intent is not to do that, but I want to awaken you, okay, so that you understand not to make excuses when you are the person that's to bring in the revenue for your company, and you go week 1 and there's no revenue, week 2 no revenue, week 3 same thing, week 4 you're in week 8, you haven't closed anyone. If you don't have the ability to close in your business, you actually don't have a business. I think one of my superpowers as a result of growing my company is that I learned systematic ways to be able to sell and close, and without being salesy. And to me, that was really important. I like to sell in a way that's very authentic. Now, it's one thing for me to be able to sell for myself, but one of the things that I'm really proud of is my ability to transfer what I know to my clients. And so I work with a lot of women who have never sold anything directly to their clients in the past. So let's say if you're a psychiatrist, right? Typically a psychiatrist is not on the selling side of the business. They may have an administrator or any kind of medical doctor. I teach my clients who decide to be consultants. How do you close and sell? How do you sell to a corporation? How do you sell to an individual, etc.? How do you sell to agencies? And if you don't know how to sell and close, it doesn't matter how amazing you are in your business, because ultimately you don't get to do the business that you love. Am I clear? Now, I'm super excited about this topic tonight. And if you're super excited as well, I want you to write, I am excited. I'm excited. And I know that you're going to have some questions for me, and I encourage it. I encourage you to stay until the end of the live, and I'll answer your specific questions around your sales process. Now, before I get started, I want to know who's here, right? And I want to know why you're here. What do you want to learn about selling? Are you currently selling at the highest and tallest level? Are you not making the sales as much as you'd like to? Are you selling 30% or more of the individuals that you have the opportunity to speak with? Or do you have a systematic sales process, or do you not know what that means? And if you don't, I want you to post that here. This is going to be interactive, and you'll get more of what you need if you show up for you. I promise you tonight that as a result of being here on this live, as a result of you showing up for yourself, you're going to find that you're going to leave this conversation clearer, right? Like you're going to say, okay, these are the variables that I haven't been factoring. And it's the reason why I look at month to month not hitting my goals. And I want you to exceed your goals if you're in my community. All right. So if you're ready, you know the drill. I want you to write, I'm ready. And even if you're watching the replay, I want you to write down that you are ready. Tonight, I'm going to talk about, this whole idea around selling beyond 30%. And let me tell you why I chose 30%. So let's say you had 10 individuals who signed up for appointments to speak with you, and you had 10 conversations. My question to you, hi Portia, thank you for playing, is are you closing at least three of those 10? And if you're not closing at least three of those 10, which could be life changing for you, if you were charging $5,000 or more, that would be a $15,000 a week for you. But if you're not closing in that way, 30% or more, there are a number of things that you can look at that will indicate whether or not your sales process is set up properly. I don't want to talk about that tonight. Portia writes, how to learn to sell myself. Okay, let's see. How to learn to sell myself. I know how to sell for my job. Want to learn how to sell my gifts and talents without feeling awkward. I thank you for your vulnerability, and I will definitely speak to you directly, Portia. Since you were the first person to show up tonight, I reward bravery, right? So selling for yourself is one of those things that's very important when you're in business. And yes, sometimes it is way easier to sell for others because it's not personal. But when you are selling for yourself, it's super personal. That means that you have to say, here's my baby, here's my business, and do you want it? Right? And some of us feel very conflicted around saying, do you want it? Because, like, you don't want to hear whether they want it or not, right? You know, I'm telling you the truth. You don't want to hear whether they say yes, yes, you want to hear, but you don't want to hear the no, or you don't hear that silence, right? Or the excuses that go along with the sales process. I know because I've seen every scenario there is, but I want you to understand that selling is something that's systematic and it can be learned. And when you learn it, it changes the entire trajectory of your business. All right, so let's just jump in. So the number one reason that I believe that most people don't sell 30% or more is because they are not packaged properly. Somebody write that here. They're not packaged properly. So what I mean by that, one of the things that I do really well for my clients is, hey there, Don, is that I do not, I don't allow my clients to just lead with whatever it is that they're offering. I show them how to take what they're doing and how to create a high value package. Somebody write hashtag high value package is very important. So like, imagine that you put together an offer, but it's not your tallest and highest level of value of what you could offer your ideal client. Thank you, Erica, for posting that. I appreciate you. I appreciate you, Don. You takes a rock star to call a rock star. So if you don't know how to put together the highest value package that you're bringing to the table, the truth of the matter is it means that your ideal clients will never come to you. So the reason that most people aren't closing, I believe, at the highest level of value is because they don't have a package that really reflects what they can do for the client. And what that requires sometimes is there's an exercise that I get all of my year-long coaching clients, my giant circle, to go through so they really get clear on what is it that you really can do for a client. I'm not talking about just thinking about services that you can bring to the table, but really thinking about the highest level of service that you can provide for that client. So that's the number one reason, because ultimately, if you don't have a high valued offer, then you can't have high value clients who want the transformation you bring come to you. Are you clear? All right. Does this make sense? All right. Because most often people just kind of do generic offers. They look like everybody else. And God knows in this landscape, people are just copying everything that's on the planet and not understanding your true value is what makes you different, what makes you distinct. Let me give you an example. I remember being at one of my events a couple of years ago before COVID, and there was a woman who had signed up for a strategy session, and I took the call. And on the call, she said to me at the end of the call, she loved everything that I shared with her. It was a sales call for my coaching, my year-long group coaching program. And she said, Mia, I really think you can help me, but there is another coach, and she charges half of what you charge. And she was like, so, I'm just weighing the two, right? So here's the first tip I want you to understand. I never compete on price. And so the thing is, I said to her, I compete on results. So people work with me because of the results, because of the transformation I bring, not because of a price. And the truth of the matter is that I understand that most of my clients can never pay me for what I have done for them. They may pay me, $10,000, $20,000, $30,000, but they may make $250,000, $500,000 or more. So the truth of the matter in making an investment working with me is they get I'm paid a fraction, literally, of what they're able to create. So what I said to this client was, because I had this understanding, is if that coach can do for you what I do for that price, you should work with her. And I don't lament that. And I want you to think about this as it relates to you. Hear me on this, guys. How many times have you changed your price, discounted what you're bringing to the table because someone tried to negotiate with you based on price? It is because you didn't understand the value of the results that you bring to the table. The moment that you understand what you do and you're creating a high value package, then I know, like for a fact, I don't work with anyone, and I don't work with people who I know I can't help. Fact of the matter, okay? So the fact of the matter is, if I say yes to you, I know we're going to go on a journey, and I know that I can support you. Are your offers aligned that way? Are you able to say for sure when you say yes to someone, you know for sure that you can help them? And if that is the case, hear me, then you're going to be able to develop what I call proof. All right, let me check in for a second. All right, because I'm dropping a whole lot on you quickly. All right, but you're going to develop proof. And what that means is that if you sell a high value package based on what you know how to do for clients, you're going to be able to transfer what you know how to do for yourself to them. So it's not going to be this hype thing. Clients over and over again in my coaching programs have gone from not knowing what they were going to do at all to being able to package what they do and sell it for high tickets. We've got high ticket. We've got hundreds of clients who've given us testimonials. We've got a 4-hour testimonial reel. When's the last time you've seen a 4-hour testimonial reel? That's what you need to ask yourself. And if you're listening to this, you need to ask yourself, how is it that you're able to create that level of result for the client? That's the question to figure out. And we're talking today about how to close 30% or more, right, with your sales calls. And if you're not doing that, I can tell you for sure it's because you're not packaged properly. And if you need support with that, you can always reach out to me at miaredrick.com and sign up for a strategy session. All right. And then just post that you were here on this live. And if you do a great job with your application, either me or a member of my team, we will support you 100% in understanding what the gaps might be in your closing process. The second reason why people close less than 30% of the individuals that they talk to is because they are not priced properly. Hear me? They're not priced properly. So imagine that you've got a Rolls Royce gift, but you charge Hyundai prices. Okay. So you create conflict in the mind of the buyer. Yeah, I did say that. Okay. Yeah, yes, I did. Okay. So if you have Rolls Royce services, but you are charging Hyundai prices, the client will not trust you. So, and the reason most people undercharge and undervalue what they do is because they actually don't know how to calculate the value to come up with their prices. And I know this is true. It is the reason why you're not able to sell what you have. You're already discounted. It's already on sale. You're like, it's the lowest it could be. Why are people not saying yes? They're not saying yes because it's too low. And they actually don't understand. Thank you, Cheryl. I appreciate you. They actually don't know the value of what you bring. They're confused. They're like looking at your branding. They're looking at your offer. They're looking at your education, your background, your experience. And then they see your prices and they're like, I don't know if that's a rent round. Is that how they do it? Okay. I'm so not cool. Okay. I like to think I am, but okay. Anyway, I digress. price. Okay. But the thing is, your prices have to be super congruent so that it doesn't confuse the client, it doesn't scare them off. Like if I were going to buy a car and I love like great electronic, well, I can't say electronic cars, but like the hybrid cars, right? So I love those cars. But if I were going to get a great Range Rover that and let's say it was brand new and it was loaded with all great things and somebody told me that that car was like $5,000, I would know something was wrong with it. Okay. Like I would be thinking like, what could, something's not right. Like how, why would this car be $5,000? A car that should be 75,000. Why would that car be $5,000? You follow me, okay? And that's what's happening because if you don't know how to price and value what you do. Now, here's the problem. A lot of people have been in lots of coaching programs and they still don't know how to price and value what they do. It's something I see all the time and I correct with my clients. They have been Google searching their prices. They don't know how to charge. They actually don't know how to calculate their value for what they do. And so problem with selling is that if I don't know why the price is the price, it's the reason my prices are low. I'm breaking this all the way down. Are you hearing what I'm dropping? I hope you are, okay? The fact of the matter is if you don't know why you should be charging 10 grand or 15 grand for something, and you can't walk the client through that, it's the reason why you're charging 150 an hour or $300 an hour or $2,000, your magic number, or $1,500. I'm just trying to help. And my only goal is to support you in understanding that selling is systematic. Like to understand how to stand in your value, how to charge your worth is not something that you borrow. Let me break this down for you. If you've been borrowing someone else's prices, I'm going to get you all the way straight right now. That means Google searching with someone else that has likeness to what you do, and then you assume their prices. What if they don't know their value like you? And you borrow their value, you get their value, you get the value they don't know. So isn't it better if you actually knew how to calculate what your value is? That's what I teach my clients how to do. So then you can walk the client through why the price is the price. So if you can't have that conversation with someone, it's the reason why your prices are low. It's the reason why you charge low ticket. You know, I host events for clients, and you guys know almost everything that I do. I know my value. I know that if somebody comes to any of my live events, I know that somebody in there is going to hit six figures or more, and I know, and multiple people, and I know that everybody in there is going to charge high ticket for what they do. So if I charge someone $2,500 to come into some small event over the course of 3 days, that's what my next event is. Come on, it's a drop in the bucket. Why would I charge $500 for someone to come in and teach them how to sell something for 5 grand or 10 grand or 20 grand or more, right? Not doing it. And the thing is that a lot of us don't take a stand for our value. We don't. I want to check in. All right. Are you getting this? Is this making sense? Is it resonating? Right? Is it creating a fire inside of you? The third reason why people don't close more than 30% or more of their sales is literally they don't know how to position themselves. They don't know how to market what they do. They don't know how to position themselves as the obvious choice. The reality is I want to work with you because you're you. I don't want to work with you because you're like someone else. And I think that when you're really great at what you do, okay, it means that you are a person that people want to duplicate. Is fact. Okay. So when you become so good at what you do, you got to understand that that's the goal, like to be that example. One of my favorite, I don't know if you guys like him or not, but one of my favorite motivators and coaches is Deion Sanders. I think the guy is pretty phenomenal. And one of the things that he says is, don't allow my confidence to offend your insecurities. And I want to break that down for those of you right now who have been like, people have been offended by your confidence. And as a result of that, you decided to shrink your shine. what I learned a long time ago on this journey of building this business and investing in myself, time, money, and energy, reading tons of books, investing in classes, working with tons of mentors so I could grow myself, was my goal was never to show up like everybody else. And I don't know where in the positioning that people decided that they wanted to be a duplicate of others, but you got to understand that that lowers your value. All right. It makes you insecure. And the reality is that if you want to own your power, you want to own your bigness, you got to become authentic. You got to become comfortable in your skin being yourself. Okay. Listen, I'm breaking this all the way down. And I hope that there's someone out there that's like, fist bump me or like, I totally get this. And positioning is being authentic, understanding the power that you bring, your education, your background, your experience, understanding that scarcity is your gift. The thing that makes you scarce is the thing that makes you valuable. Okay. And the moment that we move away from that, you move away from all of your value, right? Like imagine if before I could move forward with the next live I'm gonna do, I've got to look at somebody else's live to figure out what they said, to figure out what I'm gonna say. Give me a break. Are you serious? Okay. The reality is that people come to me because I'm myself. And they'll come to you because you are yourself. Lead from the front. Show people how it's done. Okay. Let them copy you. Okay. Because you have methods that work and you're proven. And I will tell you for a fact that if you want to close more in your business, people are so attracted to authenticity. They're attracted to truth. They're attracted to that. And if you're not being that, you can't be all of who you are. All right. Is this making sense? All right. I want to check in for a second. All right. Is it making sense? I got my glasses on today. Long story, but I have my glasses on today. You guys like them? All right. I have my glasses. These are my, I can't see anything. Okay. One second. These are my women, my far-sighted glasses, and then I have my nearsighted glasses because I can't see anything, right? So these are my near. Do you like near far? Okay, far and near. Okay, so anywho, isn't that fun? So in any event, I got a contact lens stuck in my left eye, and that's why I'm wearing my glasses. All right, so we're talking today about why people close less than 30% of sales. And if you are that person, why you got to change that? Because the reason that you do it is because you're doing that is because there's something you do not know. And likely it's your packages aren't attractive to your ideal client. Your prices are not reflective of the value you bring. And you're not positioning your marketing in a way that attracts people to say, I got to talk to you. Like, every day we get these messages from people like, I just need to talk to you. I know that you can help me. Like, you want people coming to you. You don't want to have to like reach out to all of these people, because the truth of the matter is your ideal people are going to reach out to you. All right. Thank you, Cheryl. She says, yes, this is making sense. Thank you. All right. The fourth reason why you close less than 30% is sales and closing. And you don't know how to do that. Don't know what to say. Okay. Like, don't know what to say. Like, have no idea what to say in a systematic sales conversation. And it's something that I find to be the case all the time. I love to sell. Like, I'm really great at coaching, true, but I'm really masterful at selling. I'm great at it. I'm really good at it. I'm good at it for myself, and I'm good at helping others be able to understand how to sell with ease that have never sold before. And I think it's because what I've recognized is that people don't want to be sold, but they love to buy. And when you understand that people love to buy, I'll give an example. I have someone in my office building said to me, invited me to go to dinner, just like foo shay place, right? So I go there, and initially we were just going to go to have, uh, we were going to go there, Portia, just to have a cocktail or two and an appetizer or two, right? That was our goal, right? So we had no plans to have dinner. We were just, right, that's what we're gonna do. Remember, people don't want to be sold, but they love to buy. Now we get to this place, and because of the elevated service, because of the touch points, right? Because of the care, we loved it. And it was speaking to another part of ourselves. Even unconsciously, we didn't even really realize what was going on. So we found that we ordered a cocktail, right? And then we ordered an appetizer. And before we knew it, we both had ordered this place, you could order up to 7 courses. So we both had ordered 3 courses and a cheese course for dessert. Okay. It was 4 courses. So we had no intention to buy. You got to understand your ideal clients want to buy from you, but they do not want to be sold. They want an experience. And if your sales process is not an experience, it is the reason they are not buying from you. I'm breaking this all the way down. And, it's going to resonate with those of you who are ready. Okay. And if you're not ready, you're like, look, what does a restaurant have to do? Everything. Okay. Everything. It's got everything to do. We both had agreed we were going to be in this place for an hour and a half. We stayed 4 hours in a place we are going to be in an hour and a half. And no one pushed us to buy anything. It was an experience for us. And as a result of it, it allowed us to say yes to ourselves over and over again. And if your sales process isn't allowing someone to choose you over and over again, as a result of the conversation, something is missing. And what I will tell you is that the way you can unlearn that is by stepping into some level of coaching. Ideally, come to my event, The Sell Method, in November, and learn how to sell in a way that's organic and true to you without being salesy. It's something that I've taught so many clients to do. I have very few clients that actually knew how to sell before I worked with them. I would say most sold, maybe 10% of my clients could sell something. 90% of my clients never sold anything. And I get my clients to sell all high ticket things between $2,500 up to hundreds of thousands of dollars per client. And I will tell you, you have to shift your mindset. You have to shift your beliefs. You have to shift what you say. You have to create a systematic selling process and know what works for you. And it's something that can be learned. And it's something that I take great pride in. My daughter, I taught her how to sell, and she sells high ticket things, and she's exceptional at it. In high school, her school was roughly like $28,000 a year. She was the admissions person. She would take the kids around on admission tours, and the kids sell the school. And she learned then how to sell $28,000 products. She decided to do the same thing in college, and college is $75,000, per year, roughly. And she was the highest person. Most of the kids that she showed the school said yes. Knowing how to sell systematically high ticket things is a mindset. It's something that can be learned, and it's a high income skill. And when you understand how to do this, you're in command. And when you're in command, you're in demand. And if you don't know how to create demand in your business, you need to learn this skill. And let me tell you what not to do, which is what everybody does. They build a fancy website. They take these fabulous pictures. Like, they focus on all the wrong things, right? Like all of this vanity stuff that people tell you need. Marketing. You don't need that. You actually need to know the language of what to say when you have someone that wants to buy from you. I have clients that have never built a website at all, and they close high ticket sales at the highest level based on what I've taught them, how to say, how to position themselves, and how to have a high level sales conversation. So I'm trying to think, is there anything else that I think you need in order for you to close high ticket? Obviously, confidence is so important. And what are you being confident in? You're confident in yourself, your beliefs, right? And that's all about your own self-investment. You are the first sale. People say yes to who? You. Okay. And if you can't say yes to you, they won't either. And that's really important to understand. I think it's something that a lot of people don't think about, don't get, but it's very important. All right. So this is what I wanted to share with you on this live tonight. And it's from my heart. I hope that as a result of me sharing what you've heard tonight, that it really resonates. And I also hope that if you get someone that, as a result, sometimes people see these comments and then they say, I'm going to inbox you and say, I can help you sell. I want you to understand what you're looking at. That's a bottom feeder. That's a person that is basically, the way that they are marketing is low vibration. And they decide that, hey, look, I'm going to look at me and talking to these people and I'm going to reach out to you directly. What you want is to work with people who know how to sell and can teach you how to bring leads to you in a way that's authentic and that's true and that's organic, right? And that's high integrity. So I hope that there's something that I've said to you today that's really supported you in moving forward. As promised, I told you I would answer your questions on this live. And if you have any sales questions for me or any question, I'll answer it. I'll give you a minute or two to come up with what it is. And in the meantime, I'm going to just post a link for my upcoming event, which is happening in November. I am so excited. It's called the Sell Method. I'll break down my systematic sales process with you step by step. And I've got some incredible mentors who are also coming, who are going to teach you how to sell, what you do at the highest and tallest level, and how to think about what you bring to the table in completely different ways. Two of the individuals who are my speakers have closed over $100+ million in revenue, okay, in their companies, and as a result of their skill set. Every person taking the stage has earned multiple millions of dollars. And my only goal is not all about the money, but the thing is, I wanted to bring you experts who are true experts. And one of my mentors, who I've loved 17 years, amazing mentor. She built a company from scratch at 28 years old. The company did over $125 million, ended up being publicly traded on NASDAQ. She now is in a venture with Morgan Stanley and Chick-fil-A with a company, another company, number two, over $100 million in valuation. You need to learn from people who sell like that, okay? You need to know how those people think. And I'm bringing them to you. I'm bringing another expert who did the packaging deal for the show, The Dog Whisperer, Cesar Millan's show. But he's done so many other great things. And you need to learn from someone that can teach you how to take your offer and how to do a licensing deal with it, right? Who's done multi-million-dollar deals. I'm bringing in the individual who's helped me make multiple millions of dollars. He's going to teach you guys how to use AI and Facebook ads to get your leads and your buyers. And I'm going to show you how to close and how to sell, because that's what I know how to do. All right. Portia, Portia writes, thank you for giving us gems tonight. I appreciate you. Do you have any questions for me? Are there any questions? I'll take any on the floor in the next couple of minutes. And if there are not any questions, then I'll sign off. Did you get value, or did you get value? And I would expect that anyone that's here is watching, that you would post and say, hey, I'm getting value. If you're watching the replay, the same. My only goal is to support you and to show you this is absolutely possible. Like, you should be closing over 30%. And if you're not, you need to invest with a coach that can show you how to do that. Because without sales, you will not stay in business. Thank you, Portia. Without sales, you will not stay in business. That means that you don't actually have a business without sales. All right. You got an expensive hobby. So learning how to sell is a very, very important investment. It's a high income skill. If you can sell, you can eat. You can't sell, you can't eat. I don't care how great it is. I don't care what your service is or what you can do for someone. If you don't know how to sell what you do, your business is dead. All right. And I want to break that down for you, because I think a lot of times we get caught in so many other things, over and over again. And the thing is, you can build a sales process that's distinct to you. It doesn't have to be what everybody else is doing, what everybody else is saying. And that's what I love about how I teach my clients to sell. It's like everybody does it their own way. Sometimes I get people who will sign up for hour strategy calls with me or a member of my team, and their whole goal is, I want to hear what you're saying. I want to hear what you're saying. Okay. It's like, listen, you want to be a person that you don't want to hear what I'm saying. Okay, you want to learn how to build your process so you can share what you do with your audience. Wow, if you can sell, you can eat, right? So it's just really important to understand how to think about sales differently. It's something that I believe anyone can learn because I've supported so many people in selling. My clients have made multi millions collectively as a result of not knowing how to sell and learning how to sell and selling high ticket. And so I don't want you to be afraid of the process. Do you have any final questions for me? Any comments, any questions about the sell method that's happening in November or November 10th through 12th? It's Veterans Day weekend. Do you have any questions for me about the event? I'm happy to answer them. But the we have an early bird right now. Tickets are $24.97, and you can get $500 off when you sign up now. The early bird will end shortly, so you definitely want to step into that, get your ticket, and show up for yourself proactively. I'm going to teach you how to sell. My only goal is to support my clients in rocking it out. And if you're a person that wants to show up for yourself, right? Yes. So I did put the link in the chat. You should see it. Let's see, Portia. I'll put it there again. And let me know if you can see it. Can you guys see it? You should be able to see it. So it's let me put it here. MiaRedrick.com/ the sell method, right? The sell method. So that's the link right there. And but you should also see it in the chat there. MiaRedrick.com/ the sell method. You guys can take a picture of it. And but it's an amazing event. It's my last event actually of this year, live in person. It's in Baltimore, and you don't want to miss it. Like, I promise you. Okay, what's going to happen from that event is you are going to see testimonials in December, and then in January, and then in February, and you'll be kicking yourself saying, I could have been here starting my year knowing which event it is. It's the Rural Sonesta in Baltimore. I believe it's on the landing page. Let me grab the page real quick. 1 second, and I will show you Rural Sonesta, Baltimore in Harbor. Okay, 1 second. Let me pull it up. Share screen. Okay. So here's the actual web page. It's November 10th through 12th in Baltimore. It's all about shifting your life in a weekend, learning how to sell at the highest level. And if you desire greater freedom or become more confident making offers or knowing how to license your intellect or shifting your habits and your beliefs so they exceed your goals or systematic ways to package what you do high ticket. If you want to meet women, your own ambition level and above, you want to understand how to generate leads, you want a proven method and strategy to mentor. Diana shared that as a result of attending one of my live events, she closed a six-figure deal within 9 weeks. I think it was $116,000 or something like that. It's a sell method. So the goal of the event is to help you over 3 days design, elevate your strategy, knowledge, and your implementation. And what we know is that living our best life happens when we can trust ourselves enough to be, do, and show the world the most gigantic version of our beliefs. And I'm into that. So if you're about being giant for yourself, then this is going to be for you. Here are the event mentors. Dan is going to teach all about Facebook ads and AI. And Joyce is a self-made multimillionaire who's grown 2 companies to over 100 million. Damon has done so many things, but one of the most significant things that he's done is the packaging deal for several television shows that are significant that you guys all know, Pawn Stars or The Dog Whisperers. But he's also done some really cool things as it relates to being a brand manager for Christopher Knight Brands, the largest online furniture seller. And he's just done some really cool licensing deals. So if you're interested in packaging what you do at the highest level, he was a former talent agent, you'll love him. And when you come to the event, you'll be able to understand how to prioritize your talents and expertise and leverage your education, right? And you'll learn to think like a multimillionaire. You'll learn to sell authentically, and you'll understand how to package what you do as a coaching consultant. And that, to me, is so important to understand. And you're going to have a community of giants. You're going to release models, toxic models that haven't worked for you, that have you trading time for dollars, charging by the hour. And you're going to shift your mindset. And we have tons of client testimonials. And you're going to begin that weekend. You're going to get clear. And my goal is to get you clear. And if you're tired of being overworked and underpaid, this is going to be for you. You're going to learn how to package your offer so that agencies and corporations will want to partner with you. And you're going to learn how to be more profitable, right? Because you're going to know what to focus on first. And that's important. So, when you sign up, you get invited to a giant soiree that will delight your palate on Friday night. The event is a Friday, Saturday, and Sunday night event. There are 2 tickets. One is a VIP ticket, it's $2,497. But when you sign up today, you get access to the early bird savings. So you save $500. So the ticket is $1,997. And I don't think anybody's seen a $1,997 ticket from me since like 2017. This is my gift to you. Okay. And general admission is $1,497. So there's some differences in terms of what you get if you do a general admission ticket versus a VIP ticket. The biggest difference is the VIP ticket, you get reserved seating, you get a VIP question and answer with me, and your lunches are included every day. And you also get a post-debrief call. The general admission, you get full access to the conference like everyone else. You get to come to the soiree on Friday night as well. Our girls' night get together. And you get the training materials, all right? So you decide what's for you. But $1,497, right, for all of that, come on, guys. And then there's an agenda here as well that you get access to with frequently asked questions. So, I wanted to take all of the excuses away. And I think, okay, awesome. And I wanted to support you guys in being able to show up for yourselves 100% with something that will really support you in being able to sell more. Because if you don't know how to sell and you go into the new year, so what? You got a website. So what? You've got products. So what? But if you don't know what I'm sharing here, there's no cash register ringing. It means you don't get to hit the ground running 2024 closing deals. And if you want to close deals, this is going to be for you, all right? I want to thank you for your time tonight. I appreciate you. You could have been anywhere. Yeah, it's downtown and the Inner Harbor in Baltimore at the Royal Sonesta, all right? So I look forward to supporting you. I love you. Have a great and amazing night. I'll talk to you guys soon. Let me just check it. Any final questions based on what I shared? I always want to do that. And if there are not, then I'm going to sign off. And if you have a question for us, you can always, let me put an email address here, Redrick Team. A second. Oh, thank you, Portia. Redrick Team. All right, let me put this up here. You can email us at redrickteam@gmail.com. Any questions that come up for you. So if there are any questions you want to come, you got a question about this or that, there are payment plans that are available for each level, VIP as well as general. I didn't mention that, but I should mention that. But you need to be in the room. Like you need to set yourself up. And the thing is, it's not about it being convenient. It's never convenient. Success is not convenient. Success is something you go and get. Okay, like literally, you got to go get what you need. All right. So if you've been watching my lives forever and you're like, I really like her and I really want to come to her event, you get to decide whether you want to move it from excuses to actualizing what it is that you want to know. And I'll take amazing care of you. All right. I love you. Having a great and amazing day. And I'll talk to you soon. Good night.